This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Let's get some sleaze.
Knight's Bachelor, to receive the honour of knighthood, Sir David Beckham, for services to sport and to charity.
And there you have it. It is now Sir David Beckham, knighted by King Charles at Windsor Castle in front of Victoria.
Is that like the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Like, do you have to pay for that?
Yeah, I know. I guess it's for your service, you know. But I guess they put his name forward like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. Took that long.
He's been waiting 10 years to get the knighthood. Come on. Okay, Jon Stewart has signed another year contract to remain a host and executive produce The Daily Show through December 2026. So, yeah, he's kind of sticking around, Barnes. And guess who else is sticking around? Stephen Colbert. He detailed his future plans. What's he going to do? Of course, following his exit from CBS in an exclusive interview with GQ.
People have asked me, well, what do you think you're going to do next? The honest answer is I just want to land this plane gracefully in a way that I find satisfying, given how much effort we've put into it for the last 10 years.
What did you feel when you found out?
I was surprised. Listen, every show's got to end, but I think we're the first #1 show to ever get canceled.
When they called you and told you,
They didn't call me and tell me.
Oh, they didn't? What happened?
My manager told me.
Did the explanation provided to your manager, not you, make sense to you? What was it?
They're getting out of the late night space altogether because it's no longer profitable for the network. And I said, well, if we can't be, then no one can.
I'm really surprised that he's taking this route, the very calm, put together. I'm just thinking he's looking towards his future and didn't want to go out blowing up CBS.
Totally agree. I like the little music in the background, too. Speaking of Colbert, Tom Hanks told a really interesting story. You know, if you love the original Toy Story, it was almost a very different movie and maybe not as great.
Tim Allen and I and everybody involved in it, we recorded a Toy Story movie for about 80 minutes of it that was completely thrown out.
Different story?
Yeah, it was everything because the people who were running the studio, not Pixar, said, look, it's a cartoon. Let's make them wisecracking, insult each other and come up with goofy things. It didn't work. It wasn't Toy Story. It wasn't what Pixar was going for. So we got one of those calls from John Lasseter. John called up and he said, hey, listen, we've looked at it and it's just not working. And we would like to start all over from scratch.
How long had you been working?
We had been working on it for about 2 years. I will say about 2 years.
Wow.
So then we began the process all over again, which is about a 2.5 to 3 year process.
And there's going to be another.
There's going to be a 5th Toy Story movie.
Fantastic.
I love those behind the scenes stories, don't you?
Scrapped 80 minutes of think about the money that they flushed down the drain. That was a big deal movie.
I have a couple of reviews that I want to read to you. You tell me which new show they are talking about. Are you ready?
Oh, I bet I know because I think I watched it. Go ahead.
Oh, from The Times, Ben Dowell gave a new series 0 stars, calling it what may be, well, the worst television drama ever made. At The Guardian, Lucy Mangan also awarded 0 stars, describing the show as fascinatingly, incomprehensibly, existentially terrible. And I got one more for you, and this is from The Hollywood Reporter, that the star is inappropriately wooden. Who am I talking about?
She's not getting...
Okay.
Men, they are terrified of women in power. And women besting men in divorce? No. God, I love my job.
I tell my clients every day, you never really know a person. It's just a trap.
Guess who's here with me right now? Chase, say bye-bye to your future ex-wife.
Bye-bye.
See you in court, you poor discarded.
I watched it last night, and they are right. It is a joke to have that much talent, and you're shoving Kim Kardashian into it. It's awful.
Yeah, most of the reviews talking about how bad Kim Kardashian is. Of course, we're talking about Ryan Murphy's All's Fair on Hulu. Here's the sad part, Barnes. You are surrounding yourself with Glenn Close, Naomi Watts, Sarah Paulson, Niecy Nash-Betts, Teyana Taylor, and the walls are crumbling down. 0 on Rotten Tomatoes.
All of that talent, they make Kim Kardashian look worse. And I even said when you first announced this cast, I'm like, how is she going to hold with all of those women? It is so bad. What does she have over Ryan Murphy? That's what I want to know.
I just want to say, though, I've never seen worse reviews than this.
Yeah, it's awful.
Got a question for you. How many facelifts is too many facelifts? Wow, Kathy Griffin with 3?
Tour is called New Face, New Tour.
Oh, I love it.
I've had a little work done.
Yeah. Well,
it looks amazing.
It really does look amazing. Your third facelift. How are we feeling? And how does the third one compare to the first two? Does it get easier? The recovery
was the first
experience?
cut the deepest?
Because this time I went to Kris Jenner's guy.
You went to Stephen Levine?
I'm on the D list. Okay. I admit it. I went to Kris Jenner's last time.
You're like, I went to her gardener.
Who's consistent with the D list? Right here.
Wait, I love
but
it.
his name is, I got no discount, but I want to give him a shout out. Ben Talley.
Okay.
Tallei. He did Chris's last one. Although now I saw Chris recently at Paris Hilton's house, and Chris now looks younger than Kim.
Oh my
So Kim is probably pissed at her mother.
I think Kylie's getting nervous too.
Kylie looks 70. I mean, she looks great for 70, but Kylie now looks 70. Chris looks 15, and Kim looks 16.
How do you physically have that many facelifts and not look like a Martian?
I know. It's interesting, though, that Kris Jenner does. She looks like she's 20 years old again, but she just like threw her under the bus. Oh, yeah, I went to this person, this person's guy. Okay. But I'll tell you who doesn't need a facelift, who looks gorgeous, and that is Sharon Stone. But I thought this story was interesting that 30 years later, this is still happening. Check this out.
30 years ago when I did Basic Instinct, Michael Douglas made $14 million and I made $500,000. Last year, there was a $100 million film being made by a studio. And the actor, who was new, was going to be paid something like $8 or $9 million. Someone we don't really know. And the studio offered me, again, $500,000 to be the female lead. And I thought, 30 years later, this is still happening. So I didn't think it changed much. And I turned it down, and the studio head said, well, good luck to you, Sharon. And I said, well, good luck to you. And 2 weeks later, he was fired.
That's an amazing gap. But back then in that movie she's talking about, she wasn't a star yet, right? I mean, that made her a star.
No, I mean, I'm sure Michael Douglas was, a huge star.
Yeah, he's Michael Douglas.
14 million and then only 500,000. That's a huge gap.
Not if you're unknown.
I don't remember where she was in her career when that came out, but that movie did sort of break her, but still.
Yeah, right. And Michael Douglas.
But that it's happening all these years later is awful.
I agree about the gap. I'm just saying in that example, her being a relatively unknown versus Michael Douglas, you get it. On paper, when you say man versus woman, it doesn't make sense. And the later stuff, absolutely.
I mean, Barnes, it's like this show. You make $14 million. And I make like 500,000.
Exactly. You're like at $299.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. Tonight, it's an old-school rivalry as the Las Vegas Raiders collide with the Denver Broncos. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Raiders and the Broncos tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Family Matters amplifies the loudest and the proudest political voices in the Black community today.
What's up, guys? I'm CJ Pearson. There's so many incredible perspectives here in the Black community that you're going to hear from each and every week.
Because faith matters, country matters, and family matters.
This is exactly what the mainstream media was missing by not actually going to Black churches, going to Black barbershops, talking to the people at the forefront of this change in the community. Let me start here.
Family Matters with CJ Pearson.
Each and every week. We'll see you here. Talk to you soon.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, love is in the air, and it's gone Instagram official. Very happy for Jennifer Aniston. Shared her relationship with Jim Curtis on Instagram. She posted a black and white photo of herself with Curtis on Sunday celebrating her 50th birthday. And she was like, "Happy birthday, my love. Cherished." Very happy. Everyone's rooting for her to have happiness and love in her life.
On his yacht. I mean, living hard. I know. They know how to pick them. Famous people, don't they?
And could there be love in the air for Chris Martin and Sophie Turner? Apparently going on several dates now in London. Let's see what happens. Billy Corgan's had some really interesting guests on his podcast, the magnificent ones. But I love that he has had Danny Elfman from Oingo Boingo on, because you remember Danny Elfman became like huge in film and TV. I mean, really huge. And he talks about the origins of how he and Tim Burton got together.
So it was Tim Burton that approached you about Pee-wee and...
Yeah, Paul Rubens and Tim Burton. Paul Rubens, Pee-wee Herman.
But why you? Just...
Well, that's what I asked when I came to meet. I said, why me? I don't get it. And Tim was like, I think you could do a score. And I'm like, really? And Paul was a fan of this late 70s, a score with the Mystic Knights, kind of a score that I did for my brother's film, his Forbidden Zone that he'd done. And he made a note. And so when they were talking about composers, Paul said, oh, you should check out this Danny Elfman guy. And Tim was like, oh yeah, I go to their shows at the Whiskey. He's with the Oingo Boingo. And so they both knew who I was and called me in for a meeting. And I said, just what you said, why me? And he goes, so he showed me some film. I went home, I made a 4-track recording. Sent a cassette over, never expected to hear from them again. I got hired.
Man, those guys that do that, like Danny Elfman, Trent Reznor, they are freaking cashing the check big time. It's brilliant.
Don't you love that Tim Burton, though, just would go see his band, and that's how it happened? I love it.
It's awesome.
Jack Osbourne, of course, the son of Ozzy, is reportedly set to participate in, remember that reality series, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? Yeah. Scheduled to begin in Australia November 16th. But this one might be even dumber, Barnes. Have you seen the dumbest game show in the works at Fox?
No.
Oh, yeah. Fox is searching for the nation's dumbest people for this unscripted show.
Why would you join that show?
It's an adaptation of Nation's Dumbest, which is a Scandinavian format that is being redone around the world. It is the first television show where the loser is the winner. Celebrities fight it out to be eliminated from the competition. Of course, that's always the formula, as you know. As quickly as possible, they're going to have influencers, wrestlers, comedians, politicians. The contestants are put to the test in a series of physical and mental rounds about all the things you really should know.
I bet you they don't tell them. I bet you they do the whole thing and don't tell them that you have to be the loser to win.
I mean, would you be on a show called Nation's Dumbest?
I bet they don't tell them the title. I bet you anything they have some working title and then they change it up. They would have to, because then everybody's in on the joke.
Not sure about that one.
What's up, guys? David Pollack here, former Georgia Bulldog, former analyst with College Game Day, and host of my new show, See Ball, Get Ball. I'm a defensive lineman. That's why that's the name. You see the ball, you go get it. We're going to dive deep into college football. We're going to break down film. We'll have bold takes, real conversations with the biggest names in the sport every single week. If you eat, sleep, and breathe college football like I do, man, I promise you, See Ball, Get Ball is for you. So do me a favor. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.